Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah and I am joining Booktube. And I'm so excited. I am so excited. First, I have a cozy drink. It's the Trader Joe's Harvest Blend tea. I'm gonna be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. I have been wanting to join Booktube for a really long time. I say long time, but I've only been reading for 2 years. Not like reading, obviously, but like reading for fun. And I am so happy I picked it up. Okay, so I have the questions here on my laptop, and I'm gonna be reading them and then just answering them. So let's get started. Why did you start this channel? Okay. So about 6 months ago, I started and joined the Bookstagram community just for fun, just to see. I love the community on Instagram. So I started watching a lot of booktube content, getting book recommendations, all those kinds of things. I love the long videos, like the 30-minute videos. I will just turn them on when I'm like cleaning or I'm doing school or something, anything like that. The aesthetic, the community, I'm here for it, and I really want to join this community, so we'll start with that. I also am joining this community because I do spend a lot of time at home. I went to a university on campus for like 3 years, but it just wasn't the setting for me. During that time in my life, I was going through a lot of mental health struggles, so I decided to go online with that, and it's been amazing. I would say I'm a little bit of a homebody right now. I'm 22. I still live with my parents right now. I do want to move out maybe the next year. That sounds good to me, but right now I just need some peace. But the book community has provided me peace and friendships, and I am beyond thankful for those. No, it just feels like a big happy family, and I want to be a part of that because low-key sometimes I get a little bit lonely because my besties are far, far away from me, and my siblings are now far away as well. Okay, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? uh a newbie perspective, I would say. Just like a new reader perspective. I know a lot of people on booktube have been reading for a while and have kind of been in this since like 2020 type thing, but I just started reading. For the longest time, I thought reading was the bane. Like I hated it. I hated it when I was forced to read books in school. I would just kind of look up summaries and stuff. I guess just a new excitement for the book community. I'm kind of messy and sloppy and all over the place, so I don't know what kind of like fun thing I could bring. I feel like every booktuber brings their own type of fun, you know? Man, I'm gonna have to edit this video. Okay, let me take a sip. Kind of boring sometimes, but also I need boring sometimes. Who knows? Next question. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Whew. Okay, there's a lot of things. First of all, I'm really excited about making new book friends, finding new books to read. I have been staying in the fantasy dystopian genre realm, and I would really like to venture out into like maybe the romance. I don't know, that's a step too far maybe for me. I do want to venture out. Romance, mystery, rom-com maybe. I want to see what people are recommending, and I want to just explore new things and meet new people. And yeah, I love filming and I love creating content and editing content, so that too I'm also really excited about. And with a lot of the time that I have now, it's no longer a hassle, or like it doesn't feel like a burden, so I guess just having fun. Why do you love reading? This kind of goes back to the fact that I've always been a storyteller. From the earliest age, I've been listening to like audiobooks and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's necessarily like reading that I love so much. It's more of stories and escaping reality. Escaping reality is one good thing, actually. I really love it. But also just like being able to like put yourself in other people's shoes. I've always loved that. And experiencing things that you would never experience here. Like you can't go ride a dragon on the freeway. You know what I mean? Like the fastest you're gonna go is probably in an airplane, and that's the highest you're gonna be. It's no dragons here, unfortunately. Reading specifically, we're not talking about movies, we're not talking about like audiobooks or anything, but reading, I feel like it calms my brain down just with my history of like anxiety and depression. Those things, it calms my brain down, but it doesn't, like my brain's not quiet. I know for a lot of people who have dealt with these things have really struggled with sitting in silence. And with reading, your brain's still going, it's focusing on something else, but it's less stimulating than like scrolling on your phone on TikTok or watching movies. It stretches your imagination more than movies and stuff, because in movies and like audio, not really audiobooks, but like movies, it's handed to you. Like this is what it is and you can't really change it. But for a book, you can change and use your imagination more, stretch your mind. So yeah, all of those things combined, I feel like make up my love for reading. What book or series got you into reading? Okay, so Fourth Wing, hear me out. When I was at the flower farm working one day, someone recommended this book to me and actually loaned me the book to read, and I was like, I don't know, like I'm in school, I don't know if I have time, but the cover like drew me in. So you know what cover I'm talking about. And so I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I opened it, and right at the beginning, I was like, it's kind of slow, I'm kind of confused. But right when we got to the parapet, if you read Fourth Wing, the parapet scenes, I was like, oh, you know, I just kind of fell in love immediately, and I devoured that book. I actually got the audiobook halfway through because I couldn't read fast enough. And so you get the audiobook and you turn it on 1.75, and yes, I ate it up. So Fourth Wing was the book that got me back into reading, but I feel like Harry Potter, I watched the movies before I even read the books. I still haven't read all of the books. I read like, I don't even remember how far I got into the books, but I guess if I had to go back to like the very first book that got me reading again, not enjoying it, but like reading again, was Harry Potter. Love the Harry Potter movies. I just couldn't get through Harry Potter, the book one. I think it was book one. I couldn't finish book one. So maybe I need to go back and read those. I feel like that would be something I could do this fall, maybe. I am going to Universal next fall, so maybe I need to read those books. So yeah. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask them, one, their favorite series, their favorite books, what got them into reading, what are their snacks that they like to munch and crunch on when they're reading. I don't know, that always fascinates me. If they like to read in their room or like out in nature, I would ask them that too. Also, how do they stay consistent on Booktube when their lives are like pretty full, I would say, if they're really busy. Just normal day questions. I would also want their story on how they started reading, because I feel like that is such a good icebreaker question to really get into the person. Have they been reading their whole lives? Did they take a break? Are they completely new? I would ask them those questions. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? A few years back, I started a YouTube channel for nutrition, and I felt really uncomfortable sitting in front of a camera. One, I was insecure about the way that I looked and acted. Also, consistency was a thing for me. So insecurity, consistency. I never took the time to sit down and film. I love the book community, and I don't think I'm gonna have a problem doing that this time. But if those old habits do come back, I would say that would be a challenge to overcome. I would also say comparison. Since I am a new reader, I do compare myself to other people. And I think I'm gonna compare myself to other booktubers who have been doing this a long time and are more educated and knowledgeable about books, writing, all of those things. So comparison is gonna be a struggle, I think. But you know, we're all different. We're all unique and beautiful in our own way. So I just gotta remember that. When did you start reading? I kind of answered this one. Start reading for fun 2 years ago. I would have to read a lot of stuff for school. I read Secret Garden, read Little Women. Little Women was more, I guess, for fun and curiosity because I have a lot of sisters and we still do, we watch Little Women every year around Christmas time, and we assign ourselves to the girls. Little Women has always been a book and a story that's been close to my heart. So I guess I read that for curiosity to see how close it was to the movie. Yeah, 2 years ago, I would say. Okay, we're getting towards the end, guys. It was raining outside and now it's stopped, and I'm kind of sad about that. It's supposed to storm tomorrow though. Where do you read? Okay, I read physical books in my room, in my bed, curled up, or in this chair. This is kind of like my reading book corner, and I really, really love it. It is so cozy, and you just get a blanket, you get your snacks and your tea, and you just read. I could read for hours and hours and hours in that chair. It kind of sinks you in, actually, so that could be an issue or not. I can read in public-ish, but being an anxious girly, it's kind of hard for me to focus solely on something when I'm like, what's happening around me? You know what I mean? What kind of books do you like to read? So I started off with fantasy, so I prefer fantasy right now, but I also love a good dystopian book. Funny story, actually, I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter, first of all, until I was an adult, which was very interesting. I'm 22 now, so I've only been exposed to Harry Potter for like, let me do the math, 4 years? So that could be why I'm so obsessed. I didn't go through that phase yet. So the same thing, the same rules apply to the Hunger Games. So I'm still kind of obsessed with the Hunger Games. It was one of the first franchise movies that I watched, and I fell in love. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like something about a government, fictionally, like overpowering people and a protagonist trying to fight against the government and winning. That just kills me every time. I love it. A hero arc, I would have to say. And that's why I guess I love Harry Potter too. So I can eat up a dystopian book. I liked The Maze Runner as well. I kind of did all these things when I was 18. Hunger Games, Divergent, all these big things I watched first and then I read. So yeah, dystopian books, fantasy books. I do love some classics like Pride and Prejudice, Little Women. And yeah, those are the classics anyways. I'm not a fan of horror movies, so I don't know if I would go towards horror books. Like I said, I'm an anxious girl. Yay! Yeah, those are the books that I read. And that is the end of the tag. I can't believe I got through that without like rambling too much. I am so happy to be here. You can find me on Instagram at Books and Coffee Stains. I also have a podcast coming. The podcast is called Kinda Unfiltered, and it is exactly that. It is just talking about everything. I talk about my writing, I talk about books, I talk about life situation, goals, dreams, struggles, all those kinds of things. So check that out if you're interested. I will be posting every week. You can expect on this channel for there to be a lot of book hauls, random coffee chats. I do love a good coffee. Anything book related or writing related, you will see here. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm supposed to say, but yeah, that's all guys. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.